What's going on, guys? Hearing with Hardy Tech. Welcome to some Pokemon Leaf Green grinding. You guys are going to be watching this background while I'm going to do a little bit of storytelling. Just so it's clear, yes, this is post-recorded commentary if you couldn't figure that out. So, I've actually been meaning to tell this story for about a year now, and I just never really found the right opportunity. And I'm sitting here like, well, geez, what do I talk about? I can't think of anything. And then I'm like, well, let's finally tell this story, because I think I've mentioned it before, but I've never actually told the story or how it happened. So, here's the story of how I got expelled in 7th grade. I would like to point out, I was a really bad kid when I was younger. I mean, in 7th grade, I got suspended 23 times. I didn't even know that was possible. Mainly that's just because, like, I don't know if I want to blame it on my ADHD, but pretty much, I, like, literally am just, I can't sit still. Like, no matter what, my hands are always doing something, and having to sit and like listen to lectures in class, not the best thing in the world. So I would always get just like really twitchy and like need to be doing something, and actually like end up getting in arguments with the teacher where I would call the teacher names that usually didn't go very well. But that's why I got suspended 23 times, and actually has no reason to do with why I got expelled. Why did I get expelled? Well, my dad, my father, is a porno addict, and I'm so proud of him. And basically, at the time, he had like 3 foot-high stacks of porn magazines. And if you don't know what a porn magazine is, I'm not overly surprised, because like 90% of the porn is on the internet now, but it's basically just a magazine with boobs in it. Naked boobs too, yeah. It get pretty exciting. And I came up with this brilliant business decision that, hey, teenage boys like boobs. Magazines have boobs. I should provide these teenagers with boobs. So I decided that since my dad had like 5 million of these things, he wouldn't miss a few. So I snuck a few in my backpack, and I started selling them at school for 50 cents. Oh god, I'm so fucking stupid. I started selling these magazines at school for 50 cents each. I was a porn dealer. I'm not laughing. Like, I don't know why I'm laughing. It's just like, this is the first time I've ever really told this story, and like realizing how amazingly stupid I was. So one day, for some unknown reason, I was with one of my clients in the baseball dugout, and making a transaction. So I'm sorry, like I said, this is the first time I've ever told this story, so I'm trying to recall everything that happened. Basically, he was like browsing through it to make sure he wanted it, so we're like sitting there, 2 13-year-olds sitting in a baseball dugout all alone looking at porn. Totally nothing weird about that, I promise. And he was trying to skip out on paying me, and I was like, no. So what I did was I came up with some brilliant excuse. I'm like, oh crap, a teacher's coming. So I had him hide the dugout. I had him hide the magazine underneath the dugout, or underneath the benches in the dugout. And I like ran outside to like go distract the teacher, I guess. And what I actually did is I went to the other side of the dugout. I grabbed the magazine out from under the bench. I'm like, gonna pay me, huh? And then I ran out, ran away, realizing now I'm standing in the middle of the schoolyard holding a porn magazine. Not my best idea. So I had this brilliant idea to run over to the nearest bench that had like 6 kids sitting at it, throw the magazine down on the table, and run away. And it didn't occur to me that they would all say that I did that. I was assuming they would be like, oh no, it's his, that whoever caught them would believe that's one of theirs. It never occurred to me at the time that all 6 people would be like, oh, Michael just ran over and threw this porn magazine in front of us. So I didn't think that one through, to say the least. I did not think that plan through. Once I realized I was going to get caught, I ended up having the horrible decision to climb on top of the dugout and protest coming down. So like lunch ended, everybody went back to class. I'm still sitting there on top of the dugout, just completely ignoring everybody. There's teachers there yelling at me to come down. Eventually, they actually ended up calling a police officer, and the police officer is here trying to get me to come down. I'm just like, no, fuck you. So I wasn't coming down. I was a very stupid boy, to say the least. I was not smart. Eventually, I ended up jumping down, and the only purpose of me actually jumping down was because the cop was standing next to a pile of mud, and I wanted to splash him with it. And if you want to believe this, you know, I'm not. That came out wrong. The whole porn incident is actually not why I got expelled. It actually leads up to the situation of how I actually did get expelled. So, what happened was me and the cop were walking back to the principal's office, and the teacher who had caught me had tried to stop me by like grabbing my wrist because she wanted to say something to me. And when she grabbed my wrist, I ended up pulling my arm away and twisting and apparently spraining her wrist. So, from me pulling my arm away from her, I hit a teacher. Despite the fact that the cop was standing right there and saw the whole thing, I apparently hit a teacher, and that was my reason for being expelled. Dealing porn, no big deal. Hiding out on a dugout, hiding on top of a dugout and refusing to come down despite the fact that the cop was there yelling at me to come down, apparently you don't get in trouble for that. Accidentally spraining a teacher's wrist when they grab you, that's the reason to get expelled. Gotta love the American school system. So that is how I got expelled. Now you know the truth. Hardy Tech Yo-Yo is actually a porn dealer. Not a porn star. I don't have the face for that, or the dick, unfortunately. But I'm a porn dealer. So if you guys are interested, see me behind the Taco Bell after school, 50 cents. Get all the boobs you want. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the story. Pretty much, sadly, that's like the only interesting story that's ever happened in my life, so I can't really share any more. But until then, next time, whatever. Yeah, I'm Hardy. Give me your money.